Federal officials claim that they have been hard at work to reunite families separated at the U.S.-Mexico border. But a new AP investigation has revealed that state courts have been granting custody of separated migrant children to American families instead. And many parents say that they don't know where their kid ends up. Well, an AP national writer, Martha Mendoza, is one of the authors, and she joins us now. Martha, I just can't understand this story. It's just incredible. Is this even legal?
Well, it's obviously not legal to end guardianship of a parent from their kid without informing the parent. But it is legal for a state court judge who's concerned about the welfare of a child to grant foster parents temporary custody while the situation is sorted out, and to even grant them full custody if that state court or local judge believes that that everybody involved has been notified. So that's the problem.
Yeah, you know, your investigation centered around a Salvadorian mother whose battle was to really get her daughter back. It started back in 2015, President Trump's zero tolerance policy. How did her daughter get taken away in the first place?
So this actually started under Obama in the case of Araceli Ramos Bonilla. And at that time, she came across the border with her daughter, who was 2 at the time, Alexa, and she was stopped by Border Patrol, and they put them both into custody and saw that she had a crime in her record, in her criminal record. It was something that had actually been taken off the books. It was a false charge. I've been and seen the documentation that this was a false charge, and she told them that. Nonetheless, because she had something that was a red flag for them, they separated them and put the little girl into foster care. And from there, things just barreled. The mother was deported. The little girl went into long-term foster care, and those parents became concerned that the mother would harm the child, and so they began trying to get custody.
Just incredible. When and how was she reunited?
It took 15 months, and it took her, she went on Facebook in El Salvador and made lengthy crying appeals to please don't take my daughter. Please, I want to keep my daughter. This is my child. And at some point, the Foreign Ministry of El Salvador and the consul in the United States of El Salvador got wind of it and intervened. And so they notified authorities, and that turned it around. But not before the foster family actually had gained temporary custody.
So from your investigation, does the administration have any intention of changing their policy, and are there any signs of change coming?
No. And in fact, both the Department of Health and Human Services and the Department of Homeland Security, who are the 2 federal agencies involved in custody of these kids, said, yeah, your premise there is correct. That's right. This can happen in this way. And the foster agency that had taken Alexa and had her with his family, they actually, when we asked them, said this had happened with 9 out of 500 kids they have placed in foster care. These 9 out of 500 of these immigrant kids.
Just kind of putting this story into larger contents, can you give us an update on the status of those kids who were separated from their parents under the zero tolerance policy? Where exactly are they now?
So most have been reunited with their parents or assigned to a sponsor or a relative here in the United States. There's still more than 100 who, actually more than 200, who are deemed unable to be reunited with their parents for any number of reasons. And those are the ones that we're keeping a very close eye on or trying to understand better, because those are the ones who I think may be vulnerable to being losing their parents.
Martha Mendoza, so grateful you're shedding a light on this story and staying with it. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for your interest, Rena.
You bet.